Why great leaders speak differently in the meetings. Imagine two people speaking in the same meeting. The first person talks for 2 minutes and people nod politely, then move on. The second person speaks for 20 seconds and suddenly everyone pauses and people start writing notes and the conversation shifts. What is the difference? What can be the difference? It is not the job title, it is not the authority, it is how they speak. Great leaders communicate in meetings very differently from everyone else. We can figure it out by observing the patterns. In most meetings, communication look like this. People speak in long explanations because they think people can't understand it. Ideas get buried in the details and the conversations becomes confusing. So people with the best ideas often get unnoticed. Why? Because in meetings, influence does not come from talking longer. It comes from speaking with the clarity and the direction. Great leaders understand that meetings are not just discussion points, they are the decision making environments. And the way you communicate determines whether people follow you or idea or not. Imagine a product strategy meeting. 10 people sit around a table discussing the new feature. One team member says, "So, I think maybe we should consider redesigning the interface because users sometimes struggle with the navigation and there might be several improvements we can explore." What is that? People lost. The explanation continues because he think other people need more explanation. People start losing focus. Then another person speaks and they say, "We are solving the wrong problem." Pause. The issue is not the interface, it is onboarding. Suddenly, the room becomes quiet because the message was clear and decisive. Great leaders speak in ways that create clarity in the complex discussions. Decision making is easy when people talk with the clarity. Let me give you a framework to structure it. Lead, L E A D. Great leaders often use a communication structure called this lead. Label the idea first. What is the idea? Explain them. E. Explain briefly and anchor the impact and direct the discussion. First, start labeling. Start by clearly naming your idea. Example, I have a suggestion. Hold their attention. Here is the main issue. This prepares people to listen to you carefully. Label it. Number two, explain briefly. Leaders avoid long explanations. The onboarding process confuses new users. Short sentences create clarity. Number three, anchor the impact. So, why the idea really matters? That is important. If we simplify onboarding, user retention improves. Now, the idea has importance. Number four, direct the discussion. Guide the next step by saying, "Let us test a simpler onboarding flow." Very simple. Leadership communication often includes the direction to decide. So let us compare these two styles very closely. Unstructured meeting communication, I think maybe the interface might need changes because users sometimes feel confused and there could be multiple ways to improve the design. Result, confusion and low impact. Don't rush, don't over explain. Now see the lead communication way. The real problem is onboarding. Pause. If we simplify it, user retention improves. Let us test a simpler process. The result is clarity, direction, and the influence. When you learn to communicate like leaders do in the meeting, something powerful happens. People start listening more carefully, give more attention, attain more respect. Your ideas become easier to understand, and conversations move faster towards decisions. Because leadership communication is not about speaking more, it is about creating clarity when discussions become complex. And when your voice creates clarity, your voice becomes powerful. That is the philosophy of the walk. The creative essence of your voice and words matter. If you want to master communication skills and understand the persuasion of speaking, please subscribe to Walk. I am explaining the core topics in a simpler manner. Because when your voice creates clarity, people follow your ideas. Your voice matters. Your ideas worth spreading. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. I am KVC, your friendly communication coach.